Photoshop Project 3 Menu Image Correction, Stage 5, working with HDR Images. HDR is high dynamic range, and when you look at most photographs, you will see that there is a lot of detail either in the shadows or in the midtones or in the highlights. It's going to depend on the exposure and the settings that were used by the camera to capture the image. What the high dynamic range will do is take 2 or 3 versions of the same image that were taken with different settings to bring out the highlights in different sections of the image. These will then be stacked and combined. We're going to do that stacking and combining now. With no file open, you're going to go to File, Automate, and select Merge to HDR Pro. In the dialog box that opens, select Folder and then Browse. It may take you a few seconds to maneuver through to select the proper folder, but we're looking for the mill photos that were in our menu folder and select OK. This is going to open a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images. Make sure Attempt to automatically align images is checked, and then you can select OK. The message that pops up reads that files converted may lose dynamic range. Merge the original camera raw files. We don't have those, so this is fine. Just say OK. If you don't see a histogram on the right side of the dialog box, open the Mode menu and choose 32-bit. That's going to give you your histogram. When you work with HDR, you have to realize that most computer monitors are not going to be able to display 32-bit images. And so when you merge to this 32-bit image, you can use the white point preview slider to change the dynamic range that's visible on your screen. But it doesn't have any effect on the actual data in the file, just the current display. On the right side, click to remove ghosts. That allows the software to use one of the exposures to define the details in the area of motion for items like running water. Now you can change the key image by clicking one of the other images. And you'll see the shift in some of the colors as well as in the water. In the mode, again, go to 8-bit and leave the next menu at Local Adaptation. In the Preset menu, select Photorealistic. And now you can experiment using the different sliders until you're satisfied with the results. When you've reached a result that you're happy with, click OK, and that's going to finalize the result, and you'll open it up in Photoshop. I would like you to save this file as mill merged and save this as a TIFF file for turning in. In the TIFF dialog box, remember to select LZW compression, and we have no layer compression to worry about, and say OK. At this point, I would also appreciate it if you would go back into File and open all of those Photoshop files. You can do Control-click and open all of those fixed files that you did before, as well as Salad CMYK. At this point, I hate to ask this, but I'm going to have everyone go back through and save all of the files out again as a JPEG. Leave them on maximum settings. The file sizes are just simply too large for emailing conveniently. So as with the pasta fixed, go to File do a save as and select the JPEG format. Add your initials, and when you save, leave this as a large file. The file sizes are going to go down enough that are going to be easier to send. The file size on this is now 2 megs as opposed to the Photoshop file, which was almost 6. This is going to be much more convenient to send. If you choose, after you have saved everything out and you don't wish to upload all of those individual files to me, because there's quite a few, you can select to zip those and send the zip file. I'm going to select mine, Buffalo Chef. Oh, I'm missing my chicken fixed. I'll grab that one. Flan fixed. I forgot to save down on that one, and I'll grab meal and pasta fixed. Roseman's fixed. Salad. CMYK. And salmon fixed. And that's a TIFF size. I didn't get everything changed down, but I wanted to show you. You can go up and select zip, and it will take the first file, and you can change the name of this. You could leave it just fixed with your initial on it, would be fine. The overall size of this file is 21 megs, which is a reasonable sized file, and I've got a couple of things that are TIFF files that are quite a bit larger than needed to be, but it's going to be a more reasonable size if you would like to choose to upload that. Otherwise, you are going to be uploading, you have 10 files that you will be uploading.